I don't know, man. My podcast it's a weird thing, man. It's a labor of love, and folks who just now finding out about my podcast, they're acting like I'm just doing this to be sensationalist. I'm like, bro, I've been doing this podcast for 5 years, dude. Like, this is mental therapy for me. Like, I'm just staying consistent in it, staying in the creative space, so I can get my opinions out. You can agree, disagree. I don't care, man. But you know, I guess you're kind of getting popular when folks you don't know are calling you a libtard. I'm like, what? Okay, like, word. Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? That's the double-edged sword of it is like I like doing the podcast. I like putting my opinions out there. I don't like the part where you have to be thick-skinned and start taking insults from strangers.
Oh man, I don't care, man. Like if folks really knew how much I don't care, they would really not even comment because my whole philosophy is the opposite of love, man. Hey, it's indifference. Like I love the comments. Nobody cares what you think, says the guy who's typing. Nobody cares what I think. I'm like, bro, that's awesome. Like, that's an oxymoron, bro. How you gonna tell me nobody cares what I'm thinking? You're just typing on it. Like if you didn't care, you just move on past the shit, right? So I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a weird
I'm
one.
I'm getting better at that as I get older. I'm getting better at just ignoring what other people think. But I was like a massive people pleaser when I was younger. I hated doing anything that again, maybe partly it's British, partly it's
No, I was the same way.
a me thing.
I
Partly
feel
I'm
like that.
saying it's partly it's there's aspects of both in there, but for me a lot of it was I didn't want to upset anyone. And if I ever said anything and someone was like, hey, you're a massive twat, I'd be like, oh no, dying inside. I'd be thinking about that shit for days. And like I'll get into arguments on the internet, or I used to get into arguments on social media, and then I'd be like running it through my head for days. And then now I'm just more like, that's a you problem. I'm getting better at just being like, no, that's a you problem. And like you say, the guy telling you they don't care, they're taking time out of your day to tell you that they don't care. So
Bruh. Like my whole gauge is why. So I'm open to hear where I got something wrong. You're wrong. You're stupid. You're a dumbass, stupid guy who don't know shit. Why? Because your mom. I'm like, okay, see, I engaged. I asked you
yeah,
why. You could not tell me why. So, I know you're a hater and hey, I'm in your mind. So I don't know, man.
yeah.
It's a
One of my
weird thing.
one of my favorite ever ones was a similar one. A guy was like, "Oh, you're an idiot. You're just a libtard. You're blah blah blah." And I just kind of said, "Okay, cool." So yeah, this was Brexit time, and I said to this guy, "Okay, why do you think that?" And he started going like, "Oh, because you think this, and you just don't listen to us, and you just think you're so much better and cleverer than people who want Brexit." And I was like, "Okay, I'll tell you what, dude. I'm listening to you right now. Why why do you want to do it? How's it going to make your life better? Because my kids and this, that, and sovereignty and blah, 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 which was always that. And I was like, okay, that's not really like, how is it going to make your life better? Like, I really want to understand. Like, and I and then he gave me a few more answers that didn't make sense. And I was like, yeah, cool. But like, I really just want to know, like, for you personally, that's like the country, that's this, that, the other. For you personally, like, how do you feel that's going to improve your lives? And then eventually he was just like, there are too many damn Muslims in this country. And I was like,
There you go.
dude,
Here we
okay,
go.
all right. That's the saddest answer
Yeah.
I could have got. But also, I'm glad that I gave you my time because I'm not going to be offended by anything you said to me now. I'm not going to be thinking about this because I gave you my time, I gave you my attention, and and whatever. That's what it was in the end. So I was like, okay, well then, I'm not going to worry about it.
That's the like, what are you really trying to say? Well, I always say, like, nobody comes out and say what they really mean and what they really want to say. They always talking these codes. And I'm like, yo, when I listen to a lot of people, I'm like, but you're not saying anything. Like you're not giving a reason, you're not getting a rationale, you're not defining anything, and you're leaving it vague so the person who's listening mind can fill in the blanks. I'm like, no, answer the goddamn question. What do you think? What is it that you have a problem with? It usually always goes back to some kind of stupid, racist, anti-Semitic, homophobic, you know, incel
Right?
type shit. So
Yeah. I mean, I see that a lot in the few kind of like the things that like sometimes I get involved in your Facebook
I'm sorry, man, for that.
conversations,
But thank you.
and
Thank you
sometimes
too.
I see a lot of that where they're just throwing out like the same kind of like coded pattern responses a lot, and I'm kind of like but then you'll see some people who are genuinely trying to engage them in discussion and genuinely being like, and you've got some friends who I fully don't agree with who I'll see sometimes they'll put up like a massive like wall of like all this research and stuff they've done. And sometimes it's like good research. And sometimes I'm like, all right, I don't agree with you, but at least you're not just giving me the like, what about Biden response? You've at least kind of like, you've at least put your thoughts into some kind of like cohesive and cogent argument that I don't agree with, but I can see that there's a kind of sense to it, and a kind of, I don't mind that. And then you've got a lot more of your I think I see it a lot more from your left-leaning friends, where they'll come with a lot of receipts for a lot of stuff.
Bruh, like, so first, once again, I love you, brother, because one thing I know is when you reply or you say something, it's going to be well thought out and it's going to be a dagger. And I know one time I was like, oh my God, thank you, Daniel, because people have short memories. And when I fuck up, I'll be the first to say, man, I fucked up. I got that wrong. But I'm pretty goddamn consistent, man. Like, I am consistent as hell. So I hate when people just make up shit about me. Like, well, you didn't say that during Obama. I'm like, well, you're not listening? Like, I was on Obama's ass. Like,
that was that the time when I was like, Marcus was the one that told me about all the Obama drone strikes. Like, I thought, I didn't know anything about any of that. He was the one that was saying to me, like, dude, this guy's doing this, and this. That was that one, right?
Yeah, I'm like, I'd be like, yo, look, just don't lie on me, man. Like, I will tell you if I messed up, but I hate that. Well, you didn't say nothing during Obama. I'm like, I was loud as hell. I feel like I was the only one. People were telling me, shut the hell up. I'm like, no, a lot of flaws, man. Same thing with Biden. Like, a lot of flaws I was pointing out. I'm like, yo, it's not just, I feel like if you can't find nothing wrong with anybody, you a puppet. It's like, yo, you can't find anything. I can tell people good things about Trump. It's just the bad stuff outshadow all the good he's doing, dude. Like,
I think
opinions, okay?
I'll admit freely, it sticks in my craw so hard whenever I see Trump do something where I'm like, that's going to be a net good. And it's when he does something, I have reached the point now where I'm like, this guy needs to go, because so much of the stuff that he's done is so harmful. And then he'll do one thing that's actually really good, and it's like, oh no, people are going to cling to that now.
Like,
this is actually,
and that's what makes it sad, right? Because if you're an honest broker, you can be like, well, yeah, that was good, dog. Like, even the tariffs, right? This is a funny thing. I told everybody, I'm not against the tariffs. Only thing I'm against is him not going through Congress and letting Congress legalize the tariffs. Like, you can't, from the executive branch, be like, hey, man, all these tariffs. Because once again, it's no rhyme or reason. It's just a madman just saying dumb shit. Like, there should have been a plan. You could have like did marginal increases, right? And then use that money to pay down the deficit. I'm okay with that, because that's a tax, and America needs to raise taxes. We keep on pretending like tax cuts are the answer, and we gotta raise taxes. And now this man was a genius and found a way to tax everybody without calling it a tax, and made the idiots who used to say it was a tax say it's not a tax. I'm like, genius, bro. Just go through Congress, because we're gonna have to get more revenue somehow. They don't want to tax nobody. But I'm like, you got motherfuckers saying that, hey man, tariffs aren't taxes. I'm like, they are. What are we arguing?
You could just tax some of the billionaires a little bit, couldn't you? Really?
So that's the thing, right? You can literally just tax. I had an argument with somebody about the progressive tax code. I'm like, no, you should definitely have a progressive tax code, because it's like, yo, we need to see a flat tax. I'm like, no, that's stupid. Like, yeah, that's stupid. I'm like, so you mean?
I think we're about to say the exact same thing there, right? We're both just like, oh yeah, let's disproportionately tax the poor. That's such a good idea.
Like, you can't tell me the guy who's making $1 million a year is on the same level with the guy making 20,000, right?
If you take 20% of my monthly, which they do, I mean, Japan, they take more than that, but if you take 20%, that hurts me. If you take 20% of a billionaire's monthly, they don't even know it's gone. It's crazy to flat tax.
But that's a trick.
Flat taxes for people who don't. Flat taxes for people who don't like to do math. That's all.
You literally
can't get their head around, and they're convinced as well. They're convinced that the proportional tax taxes every penny that you earn. It's like it doesn't. It's every penny above the threshold.
So I had to tell him, like, he's like, well, I'm getting a 30% tax rate. I'm like, no, you're getting 30% on yours after 100,000.
Right.
Like from 100,000 to 250,000, that's when you're getting the 30. But from that
They
same 20,000, you're getting 10%, like me, and then that branch you're getting another, 24%. It's going up progressively. That's what it's a
they
progressive tax code.
they sell that lie that it's like if you're earning 99,000, you're going to earn more than if you're earning 100,000 because they're going to take a chunk of everything. They're like, well, then there's no incentive for me to earn more. It's like, no, there is, because you're only going to get tax extra on that extra 1,000, not on the whole take home, just above the threshold thing. I wish people understood how progressive tax worked, or
They
would
don't.
take the time to understand it.
But that's the trick of the billionaires, right? In the ruling class, right? They like what they say, the
Don't you
billionaires.
mean the wealth creators,
Yeah. Oh, I'm
the
sorry. I'm
job
sorry.
creators?
Job creators. The billionaires' greatest cheerleader is the guy making $30,000. All
Oh
right, because
God,
he thinks
yeah,
he's going to be a
the guy
billionaire.
who, exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Exactly, the guy who's like, I'm on the grind. I'll be a billionaire one day. Dude, we are not. We are not even running the same race as the billionaires.
But that's okay though. I think in like late stage capitalism has really done this to us. We believe that if there's no money, then you're a failure. And I had to struggle with that myself getting older. When I look back at my music career, my acting career, and I'm like, yo, once again, I don't have all the validation and fame as somebody else. So is my career a failure? No. I did something that at least, you know, less than 10% of people would ever do. Like some folks will never have a movie or be on streaming sites or do commercials. Is that a failure? I don't know. But if you look at it in late stage capitalism terms, yeah, because you don't have money, you don't have $1 million. Then I'm like, well, if I was a truck driver and that's my profession, if I don't have $1 million as a truck driver, am I a failure? Like, why? I don't know. It's a weird thing that I'm trying to deal with in later on in my life.
It's really hard to figure it out, right? Because the what we were taught as kids is going to be kind of success
Mm.
isn't really what we should have been aiming for at any point, because it was always that kind of. And I think it's worse for Americans because you guys get told like from day one that you can be anything, you can be president, you can be like English people are more just told like you can be a factory worker if you're lucky, if you don't lose your job. But I mean, it's not that harsh, but we do have still the unrealistic expectations from the media we grow up with. The Hollywood happily ever afters, we're not immune to that when we're kids. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's extra bad for Americans because I think you guys really do get the whole kind of like American dream pushed on you from day one.
Yeah. I've been, once again, smallest violin in the world, but I look at where I came from when the crack epidemic hit hard, and I was right in the middle of that, and where I'm at now, it's a long ass journey. Like I would never thought in the 80s I would be able to live in Japan, have friends, international friends from all around the world, can
Yeah,
speak a second language. Like that shit is miraculous when I think about it now. I couldn't see that back then, but the only missing element is money. But that's how we kind of gauge success. It's money.
right. I mean, I kind of think as well, like, because I'm still doing my event in Ocean Deep and I've been doing that, helping with that event. But it's for the last year, it's fully been my event, so I can run the event as I want finally. So I've helped out with it for probably almost 10 years now. A little bit less than that, but like but then like the person who did it before was like, I don't want to be doing this anymore. So I took over as of last year. So I've just we had the 1 year anniversary party in January, and then like even like it was on Friday I did the event, and I sort of just was. I don't know, a song came on that I like, and I was just like, fuck it. Instead of doing like pair dancing, I was like, everyone just come to the front, let's all dance together. And I get in front and people are lined behind me and just basically sort of copy what I'm doing, and just because that's also part of that culture. And I'm doing that, and then I realized like, oh, I've got a crowd, and they're sort of intently paying attention. And I was like, I'm not taking home a lot of money from this event, but I'm like, I've got that's a level of success. And it's not just that I've got a crowd, but I've got a crowd who are happy, they're enjoying themselves, and it's like I'm bringing some. I'm giving people something to look forward to at the end of the month. I'm bringing some joy. A new girl came, um, who I've not met before. Another like Latina living in Chiba came, and the crowd that I've managed to attract immediately welcomed her in. Started chatting away to her. She looked like she was having a great time, and it's like, you know what?
That
That's
matters.
success. It matters. It matters. It matters. And it's not just to me. Like, I'm not going home with money, but it's like, hey, maybe I've made someone's day easier. Maybe I made someone's work day easier because they were like, well, at least I can go out and dance to the music that I like tonight. Like, there are things where you just kind of, you find the success where you find it, right? You've got to kind of
Happiness is a choice. And I was told that before. I was like, man, shut up. Right? Because I would say money can bring you happiness, right? Depending on how much money you have, it can give you less stress because you don't want to worry about how you're going to pay the bills. So yeah, money will bring you a level of convenience and will make you happy to a point. But ultimately, man, being thankful for what you have and what you're doing, that's a blessing, dude. That you can choose to be grateful. Like I'm
yeah.
grateful. It's like I didn't have to do none of this shit. None of this shit was guaranteed. This shit, me and you talking ain't guaranteed, man. I'm grateful for this time you're giving me. Like I can be
you,
grateful.
you were saying you grew up in like the crack epidemic,
I
right?
did, yeah.
And I grew up in when I was born and growing up, like my hometown was the number one town in Europe for heroin abuse.
Oh
So I
wow.
grew up in the middle of the heroin epidemic. So we both grew up in this similar like when I used to go and play in the park, it was always like, don't go on the monkey bars, there are too many needles under it, watch out for the needles,
Mhm.
don't touch the syringes. When I was going to play, that was the kid, that was just part of going to play in the park as a kid. Like, don't touch the syringes. So this is like, to think that we came from those kind of backgrounds and now we've managed to like live in different countries and we've got decent jobs. We're not rich, but we're paying the bills.
Mhm.
We're not broke. I mean,
No, we're not destitute. Like, yo, look, man, I can go out and buy a burger. You know?
yeah, like that's like that's it. Like I've got a roof over my head. I can like I can afford video games on
Yeah.
sale. Fine, I'm not buying the newest video games and running them on the best PC, but I'm like chugging them like I've got a life that I consider comfortable. So I'm kind of. It would be nice to have enough money that I would feel like the only point where I feel like money would bring me more happiness is if that I felt like I had enough money that if I lost my job tomorrow, I wouldn't have to sweat it for at least like a couple of years.
So I'm dealing with that now as I've become older. I'm like, hey man, what does retirement look like and what is retirement? Um,
Yes.
I don't even know if Social Security or NINCAN or whatever is going to be around when I'm getting there. So now I have a number. I have a legit number in my head. Like, okay, once I hit this number, I'm safe. And it's just about saving and managing. And it's funny because the older you get, you realize a lot of shit you just don't need, man. Like it's a lot of stuff that I just don't even want anymore. Like no desire to spend money on shit. So
Right. And it's also like what are you gonna because I told you I'm recovering from pneumonia, right?
mm,
Legit a couple of times thought I was gonna die in the last like though there were like 2 nights where I legit thought I was just gonna like
I can
I
see
felt
that.
like I was drowning in my own lungs. Like I legit thought I was and it really just had me thinking like, well, like what's my boy going to be left with? What's my wife going to be left with? What's like what am I leaving back? Like not just for my retirement, but also what am I like? How comfortable are the people that I care about going to be left after if this happens? When this happens, I suppose is the question, right?
Yes, because it's gonna happen.
There's no
Yeah.
if, right? But yeah, you do start thinking about that. Are you still investing?
Yeah, I'm still investing. My portfolio did great last year. And it's not like even the more money you get, the more you realize you don't have. And for me, I will ever forever be thankful for you, Scott, Chop, and all them folks who like literally pulled together money for me to go back to America because like that was like the beginning of me saying, okay, what am I gonna do? Like I did IT work in Japan, like consulting and shit, but it wasn't like, you know how it is in Japan, dude.
Yeah,
The foreigner is never gonna be over anybody Japanese, and then they're
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
put you in the foreign box. But like when I came here, I was able to hop back into the IT field and then get into the movie career too. So it's like really because of you guys, I've been able to do that. So, but like,
I mean, similarly, when I got like stuck out of Japan for 6 months, like during COVID, like when I came back, like I went into Down Under, and they had like a separate sort of like tip box, just like set aside for me, just because they knew that I'd had zero wages. They knew I was like kind of messed up, and they were like, "Look, we've chipped in. Like, you don't have to be like socially isolated. Like, you can come, and you don't have to be like, I'm too broke to like. They're like, we've got you. You come on out. You've got like have drinks. We've paid for it.
yeah,
So yeah, like when people club together and take care of you, like together, it's nice to be able to do that for other people, right? As well, when you have a chance to, especially when it's people you care about.
yeah, man. Like I was blessed to have a good circle in Japan. Like I tell everybody, like, yo, that's the only thing. Ain't the only thing, but that's like one of the major things I miss about Japan. Like, yo, the circle of people I met was awesome. The core, I'm talking about my core. My core was awesome. There's a lot of shysters and bullshitters and stuff like that, but like the core, man, you guys was awesome. Yeah, I think about
Yeah,
that.
that's when I think about like if I leave Japan in the future, like what would I miss about it? And it's like it is just that. That's really well. I mean, there might be a few other small things, but that's the like far and away the main thing.
I don't miss the acting business over there. It's way better over here. Like it's so much better over here. It's like, yeah, I don't miss the acting. I don't miss the DJing at all. I don't miss the dancing at all. Once again, I'm in my 40s now, man. Like out there popping it, I'm good. I'm good on that now. So yeah.
I've developed a slightly different approach to my dancing as I'm getting older as well. Like what I like's different, and how I want to dance is different, and how I like when it comes to teaching, like obviously technique and stuff.
Mhm.
But I see like people are doing like all of they call it like the sensual bachata, right? It's all like waves and shit, and
Yeah.
it's mostly stolen from Brazilian zouk
Mhm.
and like and I used to kind of like that when I was like 10 years ago, and my teacher was always like, "That's not real bachata. The music's not real bachata, and the dancing's not as good." And now, like as I'm like looking at it now, like I'm looking more at the original Dominican Republic, and I'm watching how they dance, and I'm listening to the real like all and a lot of the stuff that I'm listening to, because even like a lot of the Dominican Republic guys, obviously they're not making the same music that their parents did, and
Mhm.
like of course it's moved on, but I'm starting to really enjoy a lot of the classic stuff a lot more than I used to, and I'm really appreciating the nuances of like the little things in the music that the sensual bachata, because it's mostly designed for waves, has these kind of elongated melodies, and I'm just kind of like, I'm already bored. There's nothing happening in this. This is just
Mhm.
like a really long, slow, like because I mean, obviously you do a lot of editing, so you'll be thinking in like sine waves and stuff as well, right? And like
Mhm.
and you can if you can visualize music too, right?
Mhm.
And if you put that music like on a line on a spectrum, like, it looks boring. If you put the Dominican on, it's like there's
Everywhere.
loads going on. But yeah, but it's everywhere. But it's also not, because it's got the real strong patterns, and it's got a formation. It's got like yeah, it's got a lot of stuff that I kind of find the new stuff now that I've been listening to this music for like so many years and really internalizing a lot of it. Like I find the slower stuff lacking. I'm kind of like, no, I need more. I need like more to latch onto here.
That's because you're growing, man. That's great. It's good because you're growing. And I tell everybody, like, I appreciate music more now. And I always took band and stuff like that. And I was always making music and dance. But there's a difference between the dance I was doing in the club and bachata. It just is.
Yeah,
Like, and I'm not degrading like club dancing and hey, me popping it on the pole. Cool, place for that. But it ain't the same, man. It ain't
but
the same.
also my point is like you go to these like modern socials, and it's like doing all of these endless waves, and people will kind of overstretch the waves, and like
Mhm.
and now I wake up the next day and I'm like my back hurts. I want to be doing that.
Big facts. Like, how about I don't twerk? Like, how about I just stand up and
Right,
just give you the two step?
right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, there's actually there's a way to dance that's controlled and doesn't hurt, but is also very interesting and very deep. and so it's there are kind of, but like you say, like when it comes to clubbing, like I'm not going out clubbing and popping it anymore either. I'm way.
Uh,
The last time I did that was even a few years ago now, and I was just kind of like, this isn't my idea of a good time anymore. This is like, and I'm. Do you know what's cool? I was like, the nice part of getting older is like, I'm glad that I did it when I was younger, and I'm not saying like, I've always hated when older people were always like, oh, I've matured beyond that or whatever. It's like, no, I haven't. No, that
mm,
was an appropriate and great time and a great thing to do at that time in my life, and it's still a great thing for so many people to do. But I'm in a different place. I'm in a different, and I'm
yes.
comfortable with the place I'm in. I'm happy. Like I'm happy doing the things that are appropriate to my age and my body and my place in life now. Like I'm happy with that. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I like to have stages, man. I tell everybody, one thing is the lamest thing ever is running from your age. Like, I tell people, like, yeah, I'll be 45 this year, bro. Like, I'm happy I made it here, bro. I really am. And having stages is good. And I feel like I'm the part of my journey where I should be fostering young people. And I had to catch myself. Even last week, I was taking the missus out to a driver's test to get a driver's license. And a young kid, man, with locks came in, pants hanging off his ass. And I'm like, I'm sitting there looking at him like, in my head, I'm like, pull your goddamn pants up, right? And I ain't gonna lie, he was talking all kind of stupid. No, and I'm not saying he was talking in a vernacular, which I was like, hmm. And he looked at me and said something. I was like, yeah, what's up, man? How you doing? And I almost said, hey, young man, pull your pants up. And I stopped myself like, nope, nope, because that was you.
And you're
You was
and you're
that
like,
guy.
that was me 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That
I'm
was
like,
me.
dog, how dare you, Marcus? Like, I had to catch myself like, how dare you about to judge this guy for shit you were doing? Like, I'm in a different stage now. Give that man time to mature. Give him the grace that you was afforded. Because I was out there fighting everything. Like, you don't understand. Because this is my. Let him do that. Let him have. He ain't hurting nobody. That man out here enjoying his life. Let him do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I mean, I hear like the nonsense that comes out of kids' mouths these days. And like you said, quite rightly, like it's like vernacular. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, this is absolute. And then I think back to how I used to talk when I was a teenager and the like nonsense that came out of our mouths. And then I'm like, it's the same
It's the
thing.
same
Just
thing.
let them have what they've got now. They're in that,
Mm-hmm.
it's that appropriate time in their life, right? It's like, it's appropriate for where you are now. It's just kind of, it is. There are rough things about getting older. Like, it's not fun when you, like one of the reasons I don't enjoy going out popping it on the dance floor is because my back hurts. If my
Mm-hmm.
back didn't hurt, I might still enjoy it. I might
Maybe
still be like
yes. Oh,
out
yeah.
there doing it every weekend.
Yeah. I'm not lifting up 225 no more. I went to the gym. I remember the last time I went to the gym, I tried to cock up 225, man. I was out for 2
Is
weeks.
that pounds?
Yeah,
That's pounds,
225
right?
pounds. Yeah.
So it's like kilos.
No,
That's like
oh,
you're
hell
like
no.
Superman.
No. Hell no. No. Yeah. Now I don't. Yeah. Now it's like maybe 80 kilos, 70 kilos. I'm just, here we go, guys. We're good.
I'm back in physio. My other shoulder's shot.
Mm.
Now
Yeah, my left shoulder shot too.
the thing is, my left shoulder was shot for. I remember I had to quit dancing for a few years because my left shoulder was shot and I couldn't do it. Now my right shoulder's shot. The thing is, with dancing, Latin dancing, it's easier to you can navigate it when your right shoulder's shot as a lead. So sometimes it's painful, sometimes it's a bit difficult, but like I can navigate it. So I'm still dancing, but like I'm in physio again. So at the minute, I can lift maybe I'll give 20 kilos a go. That's about my like I'm just physically not able to like I can't do a pull down. It even if I'm doing like a ridiculously light pull down, it hurts. But then that's just it's injury, right? So you can't.
Same thing here, right? It's like at this point, man, and my dad told me, God rest his soul, he told me, yo, when you get 40, you're gonna feel every injury in your 20s. And God damn it, that man was telling the truth. I'm just like, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Falling up that roof really did hurt. So
Yeah. That's I want. This is an old one. I've got the wrist. This one I think is kind of new. I've got the one. I've got one in my back from in my upper back, like from snowboarding. I've got like a few that are like, yeah, I can feel. I've got a few of them, a few. They're adding up.
Hey man, it just reminds you had a wonderful life, man. Like, yo, you're right. My
I
life
mean,
is
the thing
pretty damn
is,
good.
when you talk about it, it is kind of like I'm like, oh yeah, this is from that like massive event that I did a performance at, and I was doing this like training for this kind of really cool trick. And like if I look back and look at the videos, I'm like, oh yeah, that's really cool. And I was like, yeah, that's what did that. And I was out snowboarding in Japan, which
That's dope.
a little boy from Birkenhead's out snowboarding in Japan. That's because I said, man, there's a thing that you never thought you'd have in your life.
Hell yeah.
Gave you that one, so
Bruh, it's a wonderful life, man. Let me go and let you go, man. 'Cause I'm gonna talk to you forever, dude. You're gonna hate me.
yeah.
Brother, man, thank you for doing this podcast, man. And thank you for catching up with me, man. And like I said, if I don't talk to you in another while, just know I still love and respect you, brother, man. When I get to Japan, it's gonna be okay.
This is another thing that I kind of like with my other, especially my neuroatypical friends, is that we do have the mutual understanding that like just because we don't see or talk about, or even, and this is the one that like I'm kind of starting to forgive myself for now that I'm learning about like this thing, even when you don't think about people for a long time, because that's a real problem with like ADHD, right?
Yes, it is totally.
And the second you remember them, you remember all the love, you remember all of like the second you think about them, that all comes back. But things just go out of your mind
all the time.
And it's like, yeah, and I'm like, so yeah, so even if I'm like, even if I am out of sight, out of mind for a long time, it's like, yeah, the love's always there. So it's like, so I'm glad that me and you understand that on each other. So it's like, there's never a pressure to be like, oh shit, I haven't messaged Marcus in a year. It's going to be awkward.
I know, dude.
It's like, so at least like we have that mutual understanding where it's like, even if it's another year, it's all good.
It'd be okay now. It'd be all right. Like,
well, now that I've updated my stuff, if there's anything interesting comes out to chat about on the podcast, then feel free to.
Hey, bro, I've been hitting you up because, like I said, dude, I miss our podcast segments, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie, man. Some of the best podcast segments I think was like when we started doing like the woke review, the movie reviews.
They were fun. They were fun.
They were awesome, dude. Like, yeah, I listened to some of those last week. I was like, hey, this was good, dude. We were talking about Hocus Pocus, the new one. So trash. But the first one was trash. It's just,
yeah.
It's just one of those things you don't realize till you get older. Like, man, the first one really wasn't that good either. I don't know why we're watching this. It's crazy. Yeah.
We should do some like occasional, I don't know, like old man stuff, retrospectives on movies from the 80s that just wouldn't fly today.
Oh, no. Say less. Because I got a whole list of like movies that I love and I try to go back and rewatch. I'm like, oh my God, what were we thinking?
Yes.
It's so hard, dude. It's so hard.
Because like I have that now with Jen, because she's like younger than me, and also like I'm like, oh yeah, this movie's like an amazing movie. And I put it on, and I'm like, I'm horrified to have told you that.
I tried to watch King of the Kickboxers.
Oh,
and I was like,
yeah, that's King of the Kickboxers is the Billy Blanks one, right?
It is.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I was like, yo, this is bad. This is really bad. It got to the point like, hey, we need a palate cleanser. Let's just, let's watch some anime. Here we go. We'll come back to this later. I'm like, yo, this is terrible now. Oh my God.
All right, we're going to start like talking for another hour again, right? We're already getting back. All right, let's say goodbye for now. And at the end, yeah, we should like agree on some horrendous old movie, watch it, and then like have a talk about, one that was good at the time. But
it's gonna be hard to find. But done, man. I'll get over to you later, man. Be safe.
Have a good night, I guess. Yeah, It's quite late when you're up. All right, enjoy.
All right, brother.